Bo Nix is a compelling young player, right? He comes out last year, and it's a rookie campaign that starts a little bumpy, and then it felt like the light really came on for him. In his second season, what are you seeing in terms of the areas of growth? What's different about him in this second year?
Man, I think that the biggest thing is he's comfortable. It's really cool to be able to see how comfortable he is and how confident he goes out there and plays. I think he played with a lot of confidence last year, but, with any rookie, I think there's the unknown that's always there. But I think he knows that, what he's capable of being able to do from what he did last year, and then, just the work that he put in this offseason, and, seeing the growth that he's had over these first 4 games, man, it's really promising to be able to see him go out there and play with such enthusiasm, play with such grit and such confidence. It oozes into the rest of the offense.
It's a bottom line business, Courtland, so I don't know how much room in your heart you have to feel bad for the other side, but when you see your defense start really turning it into a feeding frenzy, man, I don't know. Can you look at a night like this for Cincinnati and go, man, I'm glad it's not our group that's going up against this defense, because you've got a really talented bunch on that side of the ball?
Man, I've been saying this since training camp. We get a chance to go against one of the best defenses in the NFL, day in and day out in training camp. And, it also makes us better. But then you get to go sit on the sideline and watching them go out there and pose their will on defense, on other offenses. Like you said, I'm glad that it's not us out there having to go against them, because when they're firing on all cylinders, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Your position is one, Courtland, where it's a crowded group at the very top of the very best. And I feel like we've seen you take a step forward, and this year, coming into this year, there was more chatter about what you could be. Where do you feel like you are in your trajectory in your career in terms of becoming one of the true wide receiver ones in the National Football League?
Yeah, I think each year, I come in, I tell people, I think that there's a lot of limitations that the outside tries to put on myself. And, it's always fun to be able to go into the off seasons knowing that, there's an opportunity for me to grow and to continue to develop myself into the player that I feel like I'm able to be. And then, having great guys around me. Bo Nix is a guy that I'm able to lean on. We talk a lot in the offseason, and he's always motivating me to understand that there's more, and that he believes in me and believes in the abilities that I'm capable of doing, and wanted me to be able to tap into, another level. And, I got a great room as well, man. I got a great group of wide receivers, young guys, and, some vets in there. And, it's really good to be able to have guys that are always pushing you to, be a better version of yourself. And for all the coaches that are around me, Coach Payton and Coach Carey, I got great guys around me.
It's important to grow, and I think part of growth is being accountable. And, Courtland, this is where I tell you that last week I lost a fantasy football game because I left you on the bench, and I will never make that mistake again. I want to tell you I am sorry I made that mistake. I have belief in you.